The team of Kazakhstani travelers has changed habitual cars and bikes and came aboard our ship. Before that day, however, loaded Toyota Land Cruiser with Almaty registration plates and the Iron Horse of Petrukhin for ferry. This was because island countries were ahead of our compatriots. Now the team of Kazakhstani travelers will move on shipboard towards South Korea from maritime territory of the Russian territory. Having loaded the vehicles, our travelers could finally breathe freely. Troubles with customs formalities were left far behind. Initially, it was planned that the travelers will go on shipboard to North Korea from Taiwan. But because of unstable political and military situation in DPRK, Kazakhstani party was refused to be issued visas in the embassy of North Korea. And now the travelers had to cross Sea of Japan on shipboard and move to South Korea coast. This year situation is very difficult, well, maybe not so much difficult as unusual, therefore I often have to pull my bike along on ships' ferries, and there is no other way to do what I plan. I would be glad to cover distance of 500–1000 kilometers, but there is no roads to these islands, that is why I need to go on ship. Ship of a Korean company is almost as big as Titanic. Cabins are located on 3 desks. There are restaurants, cafe bars and saunas on each desk. Passengers may use bath house services absolutely free of charge. Generosity of ship owners knows no bounds. Shampoo, shower gel are free of charge. Everything is included into the ticket price. One seat or rather tatami in a cabin for 100 people will cost $180. Well, we had to overpay $15 only because there was a socket in our room, because we need to work constantly. As soon as we stopped wherever we are, in a hotel room, in a tent, we need electricity, so that we could always edit video, edit photos and write text. In Vladivostok, Jahangir port services didn't permit Petrukhin to move on board. Loaders had to leave a half-ton bike and a loading car. As soon as we put to sea, Dmitry Petrukhin came down to the hold to check whether his truly loved Iron Horse was reliably fixed. In the morning, anchor was dropped in Dong Port. It takes much time to get to Seoul along mountain scenery. Planes occupy only 13% of the territory of the country. South Korea transportation system can only be invited for. Traffic is right-hand as in Kazakhstan, but operations of railroads and motor roads, air and sea lines are perfectly arranged. With all that, however, the country has one small disadvantage. Petrol is very expensive in Korea. Kazakhstan delegation had to spend pretty penny for petrol. In Korea, 1 liter of fuel costs 1,700 won, is equal to about 220 tenge for IE92. Yes, I declare that gasoline is very expensive in Korea and Land Cruiser consumes much. Well, there was nothing we could do. We had to fill our tanks 140 liters and move forward to Seoul. In Korea, splendid roads and highways are toll highways. Regretfully, bikes are prohibited to use them, and that was why Korean traffic policemen removed Kazakhstani delegation from the autobahn and sent them to cover additional kilometers along country roads. It turns out to be the second Pakistan. They force us decidedly to move from the road, but still amicably, but they can do it in other manner, therefore let's move quickly. Having said South Korean papers, we come to a conclusion that 220 tenge for 1 liter of gasoline is not that expensive. Consumer goods are widely produced in the country, light and heavy industries are also well developed. Thanks to high economic indexes starting from 16th, the Republic of Korea has been called. Korea is the largest shipbuilder in the world. Korean vessels make a share of 45% on the global market. That is why Europeans are attracted by Korean quality and prices for ships, and Chinese strive to buy cars manufactured in Korea. The capital of the Korean Republic, Seoul, met Kazakhstani team with monsoon rains. As it turned out, it was habitual weather for the peninsula. In the Korean capital, the round-the-world travels were also met by Deputy of Almaty City Maslahat, Ablayhan Samadin, who flew to Seoul specially to support participants of Kazakhstani project. Chief of headquarters of the round-the-world party, Ablayhan Samadin, had been planning that trip since 2007, when he personally led the Kazakhstani party to the first phase of their travel. At that time, he promised that he will experience all hardships of roads with the team in due time. He kept his word. Now he has to cross Korea and Japan himself.